you, Anandaji. Thank you, the San Diego Choir. Um, so today we have our special guest, Swami Sarvademaji, who is our minister of the Vedanta Society of Southern California, all our societies here in Southern California and beyond. And today he will speak on the power of desirelessness. As he just told me this topic just a couple of minutes ago, I'm thinking, the power of desirelessness. Is it possible, I'm thinking, to do anything without desire? Anything we do seems to be embedded with desire, whether it's waking up, whether it's doing an unconditional act of love, there's still desire behind it. So what do you think he means with the power of desirelessness? That's what we're going to find out today. Swami Sarvademaji.
Om Tachayurabhrinimahi Gatum Jagyaya Gatum Jagyapataye Devi Swastirastunaha Swastirmanushebhyo Urdham Jigatu Veshajam Shangno Studdipade Shangchatuspade Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. We worship and pray to the Supreme Lord for the welfare of all beings. May all miseries and shortcomings leave us forever, so that we may always sing for the Lord during these ceremonies. May medicinal herbs grow in potency, so that all diseases be cured. May the gods rain peace on us. May all the two-legged creatures be happy, and may all the four-legged creatures also be happy. May there be peace in the hearts of all beings, in all realms. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So today, as we just heard that Parinamanandaji announced that today's topic is power of desireless action. Power. We think desireless action, what is that? It is becoming like a, what? Like a piece of stone. I don't desire anything. I did something, whatever happens, happens. What is that? Has it any value? Has it any potential strength behind it? Does it make a person great, or most demonic? There is a tremendous power of action. An action done with motivation and desire, we see the world, how the world is moving. Even in the recent election came, what is the motivation behind that? The tremendous impact is there. The action, what we are doing, is that afterward action is a power. It will manifest as a power. In good power, bad power, that will depend on how the action is behind it. So it is a deep connection. And there is a power behind action, whether you do it motive or some personal gain, or we do something which is motiveless. Both has tremendous power. Gigantic people, the world powers, which has moved the world, Buddhas and Christs and Ramas and Krishnas, they are also power. And that power is manifested how? By being unselfish. They didn't think of anything of themselves. And they did act. After realizing God, they don't sit in some corner and didn't do anything. No, they're the greatest worker. Look at Sankara, moving from north to south, east to west of India, walking. No train, no bus, no other vehicle. A boy of 16 years, 8 years old, to say 32 years he lived, worked all over the earth. And what he did? Unselfish work. That unselfish work has such a potential strength in it. See, it is giving solace till now today to anyone who reads Shankara's commentary, Shankara's philosophy, finds peace and energy. Rama, Buddha, there are many kings, many princes. Buddha was one such. But see the impact of desireless action, realizing the truth and giving it to the masses in the whole India, this corner to that corner, and created such a power, tremendous momentum, tremendous power, which is flooding the world with Buddhism even today. How many people are getting benefit of thinking, following the path of Buddha? So you see, there is, every action has some reaction, as we know. What we say? Every action has equal and opposite reaction, that we know. Newton's third law of motion. So everything has its opposite reaction. You give a blow, positive blow, it will be positive return. You give a negative blow, it will have a negative action. Think positive, positive will come back. Think impure, impurity will come back. We create our life, we create our future, we create who we are. So tremendous power is there behind the actions, and more powerful things come out for the good of the world when one works unselfishly. It's very interesting. While giving the talk now, everyone goes to the, what you call, Chat GPT. We are talking about unselfish work and its power. So we put the question, is the source of power desireless action? You, is Chat GPT, we asked, is your action? You are doing all this action, no? You just question and he is ready. Within a split second you see this responses come. And we said that is really, we bother you too much. Do you have any sentiment? Do you feel bad? Do you feel good? See the response, what is come. I'm verbatimly saying what it came out with this question. I asked, is the source of your power desireless action? You are doing so much action, you don't care for anything. Is this desireless action? ChatGPT said, in a way, yes. I operate without personal desire, attachments, or expectations regarding the outcomes of my responses. You may blame me, you may praise me, I don't care. You ask me the question, I give the response. Whether you like or dislike, it is up to you. I am totally free. See, the ChatGPT is talking like that. And then he continues, like the principle of Niskama Karma, desireless action, my actions, what is my actions? Quote, helping and sharing information, that's my work. ChatGPT, what is the purpose of ChatGPT? It is only collecting the information which has been there and sharing that information to you. That's all, it is his purpose. He just collects together and gives us. Like the principle of Nishkama Karma, my actions is helping and sharing the information are not driven by my personal motives, but are simply responses to your questions and needs. What you wanted me? As if a Brahma Gyani is talking, no? He says in Vedanta, it is ChatGPT saying the response. In Vedanta, talk. In Vedanta, desireless action is seen as purifying force. In Vedanta, you see, when you do any action, Vedanta says, if you do without desire, then what will happen? It will purify your chitta, mind. So, in Vedanta, desireless action is seen as a purifying force, removing ego-driven motives and fostering detachment. No? Similarly, I, ChatGPT, work within a framework of neutrality, aiming to serve as clearly and helpfully as possible, with all honesty. I try my best. Whatever is available, I give the best out of that. I think this can be helpful approach for cultivating objective, compassionate knowledge sharing, and regardless of the context. So this is the response from ChatGPT. And he says, I do work relentlessly. You go on putting him, work. Nowadays you don't need any lecture or to listen to anything. You just put that question, you get a good lecture there. They'll come bring out your whole response there. So the question is that, yes, if we can do like that, nothing bothers. ChatGPT is not bothering or being elated when he prays, ha ha ha, you did a wonderful job. Or what nonsense information. Yes, I was searching for one quote from Rabindranath Tagore. I thought that it is a Tagore song, and then it is a huge work of Tagore is there. It is very impossible to read in one lifetime. And that quotation is where? I asked, and Chat said it is from that Rabindranath Tagore's Gitanjali, which he got Nobel Prize. I said, refer, where, which song? Then he said, sorry. It is not Tagore, it is another poem, another saint. Then we said, refer, give the reference. Then he said, oh, it is not this, it is something else. But he's searching as per information, he's giving his honest response, but thinking that is the source, but that source is not available. But he's honestly accepting, I'm wrong, sorry. So it does not matter whether you praise or blame, it is unattached. So here, therefore, we have to find out the desireless action. Why shall we be desireless in our action? This is a question. Because your desireless action will create a tremendous power. And tremendous power will build your character. Tremendous character. And tremendous character of coming out of selfless work, what it will do? It will have a tremendous impact in the world. All the world movers of the tremendous willpower have generated by their tremendous good actions. So we go to Swami Vivekananda in Karma Yoga. It says karma and its effect on character. And in that lecture, he has mentioned all the actions that we see in the world, all the actions what we see in the world, all the movements in human society, all works that we have around us are simply the display of thoughts, the manifestation of the will of man. Is it not? You thought in a subtle way yesterday, day before yesterday, or last night, that I will come to the center at 11 o'clock. No, is it not? The first came in your back of your mind. That's a thought. No expression of that. But that's how it has come into action. You planned in the morning, you wake up in the time, and you organize your other things, and then took the car and did it. I'll reach by this time, and so all your actions are following what is behind the thought. So thought is the driving force behind all our actions. And everything we see, this world, is an expression of thought. Brahman was alone, no? He said, Eko aham, bahushyama, I will be many. A thought, a desire. And that created Prajayeti, and the whole universe came out of that. You desire, oh, I should have a plot of land and I'll build a home there. And you search, see, that thought is the driving force. And then with that thought, you go to search this place, that place, that place. Then you engage, purchase that. All the actions, future actions are coming out. There is barren land and you build a beautiful structure there. Action we see, the effect we see, behind that subtle power is there working, that is the thought power. This is very seriously to think about our all activities and motivations. And then behind that, there's a will. Will means I want this, I thought that I will get it, I will do this. Machines or instruments, cities, ships, or men of war, all these are simply the manifestations of the will of man. No, they willed something, and that manifested in the all the weapons they are creating, all the instruments they are building up, all the constructions are going on, all human development is it will, behind that is will. And this will, how you will, it creates your character. What you are willing for, what is your target, that creates the character. And character is manufactured by karma. What type of work you do, it brings that type of character. A person is said, oh, he is pious, he is doing charitable activity, he is meditating, he is praying. Naturally, his character is changing, no? And a person, good person falling in bad association, good boy or girl falling in a bad association, goes to drug, drinking, and all types of things. It's building the character. So therefore, karma is very important. Karma, what type of karma we do, step by step it takes to karma, takes us to build up your character. Character is driven by the will, and will be into coming from thought, and thought expresses in the form of work again. So this is a cycle in which we move around, and we can be a Buddha, and we can be a demon. We can be a great humanist, and we can be the vilest person in the society. Our karma leading to our thought, the will, behind that will, all these are related one thing to the other, but karma is the fundamental point. Why we do this karma? According to my tendency. Someone is doing karma, coming into the temple and learning puja. The same time, the same holiday, someone has gone to some party. So who is driven to this? Who is driven? Because their will. How the will has been created from the background of their mindset. And that mindset has been created, or character. And character is built up by their old thoughts. And thought is driven by the karma. So it all boils down to one point. Karma, what we think, so how we think, that we become. As we think, no? So, the men of mighty will the world has produced have all been tremendous workers, gigantic souls with will powers, powerful enough to overturn the whole world. Swami Vivekananda came, look at that. What he did, but where he generated that power. You have to generate that power. Ramakrishna was the powerhouse, no? And he transferred it. That's why we say the spiritual energy, which is accumulated, the good karma, good thinking, best thinking, has built up Ramakrishna. What type of karma? We also do karma. And he also did some karma. What he did? He did this worship in the temple. But he did something which is called some karma. He doesn't want anything of the world. I don't want any I don't care for this, I don't care for, give me love, give me devotion. That's a karma. Anything you think, any action you do, it's a karma. But this karma can build up a giant force like Ramakrishna. Forget that he is God. Don't bring that point at the very beginning, then our discussion of karma will go away. But we are not to go. We are to start where we are. So we have to understand that we are creating our karma, and the karma is creating my character. And character is dedicated to the manifestation of a great willpower. And willpower will be useful for the good of humanity. So Swami Vivekananda says that gigantic souls with willpowers enough to overturn the world. When Vivekananda came, he changed the whole thought process of the West. God is there, I am a sinner, help me. He said, we children of divinity, ye sinners. It is sin to call A sinner he is a sinner who is telling that you are sin. You are committing. You are the child of immortal bliss. No? So see, and he preached his message in this country. Why Vedanta is very appealing to the intellectual people and understanding people? Because it is talking about the truth which he has manifested. And I also say its impact is nothing. But Vivekananda said one word. See, even now you read, you find so much power in it. How the power has gone into the words of Vivekananda. How the words of Swami Jesus Christ. Blessed are the pure in heart, but they shall see God. What is that? One word. How many people tell all these things? Why no impact of that? That has generated the power. And that power is driven by unselfishness. There is no motive for saying all this or expressing, and he lived that life with that type of philosophy. That's why Swami Vivekananda continues, very beautiful. They overturned the world. Such a gigantic will as that of a Buddha or a Jesus could not be obtained in one life. Do you think Buddha and Christ, if you think is a human being, it is built in one day? It takes life and life and life together. A saint becomes a saint. Do you think in one life? We see the one life. He is a great soul. He started meditation. He is background. Go to the background. How many lifetimes it took to do work? First, as we all start, selfish work. For name, for power, for position, for wealth, for prosperity. Even subtle. After death I will go to heaven. Then I will be remembered by the world. Do some charity. Build some house. Rescue house. This house, that house. People are trying to be remembered in the world and glorify themselves. But that is the selfish motivation. After doing so many times that work, thinking it is not, then one turns and becomes unselfish. And this unselfish work continues and continues and continues. And that gains its momentum, which transforms the world. So, Swamiji says, millions and millions of carpenters like Joseph had gone. Is carpenter's son? Some people will say it is hereditary. His father was a pious man, that's why Christ was born there. No. So there are so many carpenters. Why not every carpenter's house create one Jesus Christ? Why not every Brahmin in the world, in India, thousands and millions of Brahmins are there. Why not everyone produce one Ramakrishna? Why there are so many landlords and rich people in Calcutta? Why not another Vivekananda is born there? Is it only that? Is it a hereditary transmission? Because Swamiji's time that was a thought. It's all come from hereditary transmission. No, it is individual soul who has developed in such a way. So millions and millions of carpenters, like just Joseph, has gone. Millions are still living. Millions and millions of petty kings, like Buddha's father, had been in the world. So it is not a case of hereditary transmission. How do you explain the gulf between the carpenter and his son? The gigantic will which Buddha and Jesus threw over the world. Whence did it come from? Where did it come from in Buddha? This gigantic power. See the impact. You give a very inspiring talk, people say, ha ha ha. You forget after 5 minutes. You have a singing beautiful song. What a good song. And you get out, bas, gone. But what Vivekananda did, what Jesus Christ did, what Buddha did, which people are going to every day now find the energy from that. That means there is a tremendous energy has been punched into it. And you tap it and you get it. So it should be reservoir of wisdom, reservoir of peace and joy, gained by the momentum by their karma, desireless karma. In Buddha, Christ, look at that, they have never thought of themselves. Even in dream they didn't think of it. They have no concept of the body. Swami Vivekananda walking back and forth before the mirror and looking at him and turning. Then one of the disciples of Swami Vivekananda, whose the name I forgot. he was saying, oh, Swami Vivekananda, he says that I am not the body, not the mind, and he's standing before the mirror and looking at him, he's in the reflection, and then turning, again coming back, again looking at the mirror. This is his most body conscious person. Probably he wants to see the beauty, how he looks like that. And suddenly he said, I am trying to remember my face. I don't find my identity here in the body. So I am looking at the face to my personality, this physical personality. As soon as I turn, I cannot get into the body consciousness. He has no body consciousness. He is living in the world. First body, then desire comes. First mind, then I desire. If there is no body identity, no desire identity, then where will the mind identity, where will the desire work? Desire works where? The body and mind. If one is beyond body and mind, where will come the desire? And whole work, let us now look back at the life of Vivekananda or Christ and Buddha. They are totally unselfishness. And unselfish. Just giving. Swami Vivekananda said, give. Never turn back. Thou, fire nahi chao. Don't look for return. Take jodi hridaya sambal. If you have your store of something to give. And they gave. So this is the power and the gigantic will which Buddha and Jesus threw over the world. Whence did it come? Whence come this accumulated power? It must have been through ages and ages, continuously growing bigger and bigger until it burst on the society in a Buddha or a Jesus, even rolling down to the present day. So, this is the power of then accumulated power of selfless work. All this, Swami says, is determined by karma. Our karma determines what we deserve and what we can assimilate. We are responsible for what we are. We blame these people, that people, or this society, this situation. We blame that. But we are the creator of our own karma. I create myself in this world. At this point, how many people are in tremendous condition of their effect of the karma? If you believe the karma theory, then it should have to justify that your karma is bringing your joy. Your karma is bringing your suffering. So do karma. But what to do? How to start with? Start where you are. Our karma determines what we deserve and what we can assimilate. We are responsible for what we are. And whatever we wish ourselves to be, we have the power to be like that. We have the power to make ourselves like that. So we have to know how to act. That is the point. You must remember that all work is simply to bring out the power of the mind which is already there to wake up the soul. So all power is within us. And action should be directed in such a way that unfolds that power. Man works with various motives. The whole world. No one is nahi kaschit kshanamapi tisthati jatu akarmakrit. Bhagavan Krishna says, nahi kaschit. There is no one in the world, kaschit, jatu kshanamapi. For a moment lives in the world without karma, without the thought, and thought leading to karma. So what to do? You have to do karma. Man works, but how you work? We work. What is our motive? What is our goal? The whole world is working. Who is not working for a second? All the cars are moving. Why? Why the cars are moving? The driving. Why the driving is going on? Behind the driving, some motive. So he says, various motives. There cannot be work without a motive. So long we are a human being, we work, and there must be a motive behind that. Some people want to get name, fame, and they work for fame. They can spend money, does not care. My name will come in a magazine. My name will be referred in a congregation. Such and such person. There are so much billions of people. What is my name? Who cares for? Big names today. You look at the newspaper. How many names have come? Do you care for them? Do we care for them? But in one corner of the newspaper, if my name comes in a corner, in the passing, I show it to everyone. Hey, see, my name has come here. Who cares for that? So desire for name, desire for fame. You want to be famous. Famous. So who remembers whom? In this year, the Nobel Prize in Physics was awarded to whom? Tell me, who can say the name? Okay, good, thank you. But this one, Hupfield, Dr. Hinton. Yeah? So you are successful, but I am not. So even the Nobel laureate, those are the greatest achievement of academic result, no? And we don't care for them. And those people who got it, in their world, what a great achievement. How many Nobel laureates have been before? And every year coming out. Who cares for that? Name, fame, power, position. So that's why Swamiji says, we work for a motive. And there cannot be work without motive. So what motivation should be driving us? For name, fame, power, going to heaven, all this, or which will bring me freedom, which will give me tremendous power and energy to do good to the world, to feel freedom inside, feel freedom outside. So he says, that Swamiji says, there cannot be work without some motive. Some people want to get fame and they work for fame. Others want money and they work for money. Others want power and they work for power. Others want to go to heaven and they work for the same. Others want to leave a name when they die. Everyone needs a tablet, no? In Indian tradition, that is very good. When you make a temple, you need money. So how will you collect money? They say, you give some money, then we'll put a tablet, your name will be written. No? And my name should be bigger style, no? Bigger font. Smaller font will not do. So one devotee gave some money, 100,000, no? For our, one of the center, Washington DC center. And he said that my name should be mentioned somewhere. They said, we don't do it in the temple. Temple wall, we don't put that. It is your dedication to God, okay? No, I want to, okay, I will mention your name somewhere. But when the temple was done, their name was not given in that way, because in a smaller font or something was given. And one day he came and he said, this is the thing. I didn't give it. My name should be like that. But yes, your name is, you gave 100, someone is given 200. So what am I to do? No, then give me my money. Return the money. And the Swami wrote a check back, take away the money. He gave the money and he took back money because his name is not mentioned here. I said, now listen to that. Who goes to a temple to see the name? Do you go ever? Do I go there? We don't care. No one cares for that. But in the mind is that I'll be famous. But that he's donating that money which he has hard earned and his charity is doing, no? So this is the others are penance. People are doing austerity, hard work. Why? After death, I will go to heaven and enjoy all things. So that is do all sorts of wicked things, and they erect temple or give something to the priests to buy them off and obtain from them a passport to the heaven. Such are some of the various motives of the work, but work for work's sake. There are some who are really the salt of the earth in every country and who work for work's sake, who do not care for name or fame or even going to heaven. They work just because good will come out of it. So this is the power of desireless action. They are doing for no other, but there is a desire. Desire, but this we don't call desire. When you are doing work for self promotion, self motivation, to make me great, to stand in front of all, I am something higher, I will be remembered, I will do. That is not the way to remember. No one remembers. When I raise my desire, can go to the path of motivation, desireless motivation. That's not motivation. I shall be desireless. I don't care, as a ChatGPT does not care for anything. And that's why he can do day and night work. Look at that. Swami Vivekananda, how he could work so much. In one day, if you see the chronology of Swami Vivekananda, that book you will take, there's a particular day, find out what Swami Vivekananda did. That day, morning, he woke up, he did this conversation here, gave this talk, wrote this letter. How it's possible in one day to do so much work? Because there is no resistance. No desire is blocking them. The machine moves on continuously. The impact of the holy people, how they do so much work, and how we are exhausted going to office and coming back and doing something, we are totally exhausted. So because there is the motivation behind is, I don't expect anything. I don't care for anything. I do out of my freedom. It is my joy I am doing. I am happy to do and take my hands off. I don't care next moment what is coming. So unselfishness is more paying. Only people have not the patience to practice it. That is Swami Vivekananda. Who can work for 5 minutes without thinking of future, of heaven, of punishment, or anything in the kind, has in him the capacity to become a powerful moral giant. When we can say that, you become a giant. The force gathered around, because of your not expecting anything, you are not bound to any direction, you don't see anything. Only motivation is that, how can I do good, the best, and it's service. And service to God. Service, that's the next motivation, highest motivation. Service to God is service to man. Man is service to God. It is the greatest manifestation of power. This tremendous, it is a restraint. See, he's explaining in a very scientific way. When you stop your motivation of, I'm doing this work for name, I'm doing this for position, I'm doing this for some recognition. When you are doing, we are, as Swamiji says, we are filtering our energy. When that energy filtering is stopped, what will happen? It will gather together and it will be a tremendous force. Like filtering of energy as an example. When rain falls, comes on the top of a mountain and splashes all direction. And when it is unrestrained, I want this, I go this way, I will whatever I like, I go. Okay, you spoil the energy. Now you put a dam on it, what happens? You see, gathering energy. You can use it for your human, what is called the creating energy, hydroelectric power, channelizing the water for drinking water, for irrigation purpose, for the good of humanity. So same thing. Here Swamiji says this greatest manifestation power, this tremendous restraint, self-restraint is manifestation with greater power than all outgoing actions. All outgoing energy following a selfish motive is frittered away. It will not cause power to return to you, but if restrained, it will result in development of the power. This self-control will tend to produce a mighty will, a character which makes a Christ or a Buddha. So to make a Christ or Buddha out of us, we'll have to think about that. Why we expect anything from anyone? Why not to do your duty? Do your duty for your wife. Do it, finish. Hands up. Do your duty for your husband. Do, finish. Do your work in your office. Do the best and hands up. Everywhere, freedom. And that's a restraint. Every moment, it needs a character. Not to want, not to expect. We are slaves of our expectations. And the expectations damage our freedom. Expectations are not fulfilled because it is the world. It will squeeze you, not give you anything. But if it is you see as God, you get the juice out of it and you are fulfilled inside. You don't care for anything. So this is the thing we have to understand. Desireless action is not foolishness. Desireless action is an achievement. Desireless action makes a character, a power, a dynamo. And that those types of dynamos, when burst into the society, it brings peace, holiness, joy, blessings, and ultimately helps everyone to think about the glory of the human potential and how it can make oneself go out of the limitations of so-called motive-oriented action. We do action, but how we do with desire or desirelessness. Sometimes it is really very conflicting thing. How can I be desireless? Desireless means mentally we will have to see, it is my duty, I did it. Swamiji said in many places, Karma Yoga theory. Bhagavad Gita said that whatever action you do, in the Vedic literature when they talked about the karma, that's the karma kanda. What they say, karma kanda, you do this jagna, sacrificial power, you get this benefit. No? He says that Trigunna Vishaya Veda, it is all connected with the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. You become this Trigunna, go beyond Tamas, beyond Rajas, beyond Sattva even, and become established in your Nirdandva. Dandva means confusion, conflict, as also duality. Go beyond duality and be established in your Nitya Satyastha. Nirjoga, Kshema Atma, and don't think of anything. And be Atmavan, be in your own divine self, absorbed in it. That's why we find Ramakrishna-like people, they did such a work which not centuries are enough. Not millennium is not enough. Millions and millions of years can go on. I do not know millions, at least we know Rama, Krishna, Buddha. How many years they are gone by? But their impact, actually, for the good of humanity, their impact not for any bad reaction. Even today's person who is grieving from death, read Bhagavad Gita, get light. Read the life of Krishna, read the life of Rama, go to the Nisargadatta and even the saintly people like that. They are bringing the same peace and power. So that is this. And what they did it for the humanity. It is not for a group of people. This group of people only get the benefit, not the other group. That is the power of unselfishness. Niskam. Therefore, as you know, very common verse we always refer, Karmani eva adhikaraste. Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, Karmani bahuvachan. All types of karma, whatever comes in your life, perform karma, that is within your range. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Don't hanker or spend or fritter away your energy of thinking of the result. We student life, we did that. When we are students, we are always calculating. What shall we get? How many? And after the examination, we come back, we compare our question paper and say, oh, I did this mistake. Oh, I have lost this. And then what we do? We mess up your next day's examination paper. Because it has taken the mind in such a way, oh, I could not write this. I did this mistake. He's brooding over that. He's missing what he could have, total focus could have been given next day's work. Even the students should learn how to do niskama karma. Study well, do your best, give the examination, hands off, smile and dance. Next day, prepare for the next day. That is a life of freedom. And here we are talking about much higher. So here it says karmani eva adhikaraste. All of us to understand, only we are entitled to perform work. Ma phaleshu kadachana. That means result will come. You have no control. After you finish your work, what is control in your hand? You have cooked the meal. You forgot or remember whatever it is done. And when you are eating, repent, why did I not do? Enjoy the food. And hands free. I did my best, whatever happened. But that is the freedom, that we lose that freedom every moment of our life. And ma karma phala hetu. Let not be your motivation of work any result oriented. Result target should be there. I expect to cook this best possible way. That's the beginning. But after performing that with full attention, hands off. Don't expect anything. And that is the example of detachment. The detachment comes this way. I am attached not to the result of action because I'm preparing my energy in that goal. I shall be appreciated. People will eat and praise me. People will talk about me. What a good food for 1 second, and they'll forget. The next day they will again say the opposite way. No, today's food is so bad. How can you do that? No? So this is the expectation ends in this frustration. Therefore, mate sangostu karmani. Therefore, you should not be attached to karma. Do karma, whatever comes. There is no hierarchy, good, bad, nothing. What presents by God's will into our life to do that karma, but do it how to do? Desire less. Don't have to expect. Result will come whatever comes. After the examination, if you have done a good, some mistakes, they are not, if you repent 10 times, the examiner is not giving you the result of your repentance, that you add another 10 marks. No teacher does that, no? So what is the use? You repent and you lose your next day's examination. So this is the more point in life is a school examination every day. We are confronted with one problem, with the other problem, and we try to solve it this way, and then we leave it. So this is very important topic because we live in the world and we have to have a beginning point. Swamiji says we have to begin from the beginning to take up the work as they come to us and slowly make ourselves more unselfish. Every day we must do the work and find out the motive power that prompts us. What is the motive power behind my work? And almost without exception, the first years at the beginning, we shall find all motives are all selfish. I want money, I want home, I want peace, I want joy, I want this, I want grab, I. But gradually, this selfishness will melt by persistence. Till at last will come the time when we shall be able to do really unselfish work. We may all hope that someday or other, as we struggle through the paths of life, there will come a time when we shall become perfectly unselfish. And the moment we attain to that, all our powers will be concentrated and the knowledge which is ours will be manifest. It is the accumulation of power when we do selfless work. It is an accumulation of power. Desirelessness means it is not foolishness. It is accumulating our potential energy, not frittering away into the meaningless expectations and meaningless thinking. No, be a king, be a master of your work, but do the work the best you can do. There is no sloppiness in that action. But after doing the best, be free. Why we cry every day after doing the work, and why we repent every day? What benefit? Whose benefit it goes? If I do one work and repent 20 times, those people who come around me, they'll say, see, this is the result. Why shall I do the good work then? But we have not done good work because we have a desire, motive. Don't have motive, but accepting doing good to others or serving God. Better term, serving God in others. Thank you all. Jai Mata.